6 different flavor variations of granola cups, so I'm sure there's something for everyone. After 23 times of recipe testing, I can finally share these fail-proof granola cups that are not too sweet. Let's get started. We'll start by making the base of our granola cups. So mix your rolled oats, salt, and cinnamon, or you can also use your apple pie or pumpkin pie spice. You can also use some quick oats, which look like this, but refrain from using instant oats that look more powdery. With quick oats, you'll get less bite and more of a uniform texture, as you can see here. And since most granola also includes some crunch and sweetness, you can substitute about a third of the oats with some chopped nuts, seeds, dried fruits like raisins and cranberries, or a combination of those. Here, I'm just adding some sunflower seeds since I want to keep the flavor neutral. Now mash your banana, add that in, then also add your peanut butter, maple syrup, and some optional vanilla extract. And if you don't have a ripe banana at hand, you can also use applesauce. Stir until everything is well combined, especially pressing down the peanut butter as it can clump sometimes. Now scoop about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the oat mixture into each muffin cup. Use the back of a spoon or your fingers to press the mixture to form the cup. You want to create a nice wall in the center, like a little nest for our yogurt. A quick tip here is that you want to use a silicone muffin tin or grease your regular muffin tray so they won't stick. Now pop this into the oven and bake for about 12 to 15 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius until they're golden brown and crispy. Now they say that patience is a virtue, so let's patiently wait until they cool down completely. As we wait, it's playtime, the toppings. We'll start with the classic yogurt and fruits variation. Simply fill your granola cups with your favorite yogurt, then top them off with whatever fruits you have at hand. Here I'm using blueberries, strawberries, and some kiwi. Next up is another classic combination, chocolate and banana. To our granola cups, spoon in our yogurt. Then we'll move on to the chocolate part where we'll melt our dark chocolate chips. You can do it au bain-marie style, but honestly, I think it's a bit of an overkill when you can just use your microwave. Now remember, we always want to use a lower power since we really do not want to burn the chocolate, especially since we're making a small batch here. So we'll heat our chocolate chips on low heat for 15 to 30 seconds, stirring in between. You want to stop when about 2/3 of the chocolate is melted, then just stir again since the heat that is already in the bowl will melt the remaining chocolate chips. And of course, if you don't have chocolate chips, you can also chop up some chocolate bars. Just be sure to get one with the least amount of additives since all these extra ingredients might cause the chocolate melting process to be a bit weird. Cause like chemistry, you know? Anyways, we'll drizzle some of that chocolate on top, then use a toothpick to make that marbled look. One tip is to let your yogurt sit on the counter when you start making this recipe, because when your yogurt is cold right out of the fridge, the chocolate will freeze right away and you won't be able to get a nice marble. So once you're done playing around, add a few slices of banana on top, then we'll let this chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes until firm. And ta-da! This one looks and tastes really good. Still within the theme of chocolate, we'll make something inspired by my favorite childhood candy bar. Bounty bars, but we'll make it vegan and kind of healthy enough so you can also eat Bounty for breakfast. So we'll just mix 2 parts of desiccated coconut with 1 part yogurt, and to mimic that candy bar taste, we'll add a bit of liquid sweetener since yogurt is a little bit sour. Mix everything until the coconut kind of sticks together as one, similar to the coconut filling in Bounty bars. Once you have that, spoon it into our granola cups. Then again, we'll melt our chocolate chips in the microwave. Either drizzle that on top or fill up the cup completely to cover it with chocolate. Let them chill in the fridge for at least 30 minutes and you got yourself this super delicious Bounty cups. I really surprised myself with this one. I thought it's gonna be like one of those healthier versions which doesn't really taste like the real thing. And to be honest, it is still different than the real thing. But I actually prefer this one since it's not too sweet and you get that extra crunch from the granola cups. And if you're not a fan of coconut and chocolate, try filling your granola cups with mashed banana like what I did here. Moving on, you know that I love everything matcha. This matcha and berries version. For every 4 tablespoons of yogurt, Simply stir half a teaspoon of matcha powder and a bit of liquid sweetener into your yogurt. A bit of sweetness really balances the bitterness from the matcha, so please don't skip this part. Then top it with any berries that you have at hand. Here, I'm using some blueberries. You can also top this one off with some nuts and seeds for some crunch, and use other berries like strawberries, raspberries, etc. etc. You can also use mangoes or pineapples since they also pair well with matcha. And speaking of pineapples, we'll now make this pineapple with minty and gingery yogurt. It might sound like a weird combination, but I promise this works, okay? For this one, chop up your mint leaves, grate your ginger, and then combine them with your yogurt. Fill up your granola cups with the yogurt mix, then top them off with your pineapple chunks and garnish with mint leaves. This one's got that aromatic and warm flavor from the ginger, but it's balanced with the cool mint and sweet pineapples. If you're not a fan of pineapples, you can also sub them with peaches or nectarines. This one's actually inspired by my 15-minute pineapple carpaccio recipe, which is so easy to make but is guaranteed to impress anyone. So I'll leave a link to that video if you like to watch it. The next one is perfect to warm you up in colder months: cinnamon, apple, and raisins. For this one, I like to mix the yogurt with some cinnamon and raisins, which you can skip if you don't like raisins. And if you don't have yogurt at hand, you can also use some applesauce. But be sure to get unsweetened applesauce since your granola cups are already on the sweeter side. For the toppings, we'll use some cubed apples. You can use raw apples, or you can also microwave them for about 45 seconds until they get softer if that's what you prefer. So we'll spoon our yogurt or applesauce mixture into the granola cups, then top with some cubed apples and more raisins for the aesthetic. We eat first with our eyes, so I think it's always worth it to make your food look good. Now before you ask where's the recipe, it's in my blog, link in the description. But if you want a PDF for easy access, there's another link. With that link, you'll also get access to 20 of my most popular recipe ebooks for free. So grab them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you later!